Good morning, afternoon and evening, my crazies. My name's Angela, I'm the Crazy Poppy Lady, and welcome back to today's Tried and Tested. This one is for clothing. Come on, let's see what I've got for you today. So before we start today, I'd really appreciate it if you could, of course, click that thumbs up, make sure you are subscribed and check that bell to make sure that you have clicked all. That way you will not miss any videos that I put out. Okay, so I'm going to be cheeky. I'm going to start straight off with the pattern that is already on Dory. I'm going to have to cut into this video quite a bit today because, of course, Dory's going to be wearing all of these because some of these don't fit me anymore because I've got bigger. I'm just going to be honest. I enjoy chocolate and cake. Okay, so this pattern is called the Jackie Jumps jumper. It's named after my mum, but shh, don't tell her, she hasn't realised yet. It's priced at £4.50, and now the front section is where all the main detail is, and it is a really lovely simple pattern. As long as you can do double crochet, you will be able to make this one, okay, even with the pattern detailing. Now the arms and the back of this pattern, turn around Dory, are all done in double crochet, although you can't really see it at the distance I've got it at. And the arms, of course, you can choose the size that you want, whether you want shoulder like this one sitting a bit further, or of course one that goes all the way down. This one only comes to about here on me because I ran out of yarn. I wasn't going to crack open another ball because I like to wear this one when I go off on holiday to visit the outlaws. This actually got taken with me when I went to visit them a couple of months ago, and my mother-in-law tried to steal it. She's already got the cardigan version, which is called... Now the cardigan version is called the June bug jumper because it's named after my mother-in-law. The bug section, extend it and make it a bit naughtier, and then you'll know what I call her. That is also priced up at £4.50. And there is a photo now going on screen for you of the June bug. Right, yeah, so these are two jumpers. They're both run with the similar pattern. It's just one, of course, is a cardigan and the other one is a full jumper. Now the Jackie Jumps jumper is made with the Signet Boho Spirit. I haven't actually got the colourway to hand. If I remember it, I will write it on screen. Now this is, let me see, 100% premium acrylic. There is 100 grams per ball, which is 240 metres. And they recommend a 4 to a 4.5 millimetre hook, and is by Signet Yarns. This is one of the colourways that they have. Okay, it is quite a fluffy yarn, so you need to be quite confident if you chose to use this, but of course any yarn that you choose will work with the pattern. Now with the June bug, I actually used a yarn that I purchased over in Australia, which is called the Paintons Sierra, and it's an 8-ply. Sorry, I'm reading it from the label, but the label's in my magic book. It's a 80% acrylic, 20% wool. Now for me, I thought that was really quite strange because I was able to work with that and I didn't have any adverse effects. So I really liked that yarn. It's a 150 gram ball that you get and 375 meters. What was it? I ended up using 3 of those for June's jumper, which worked out to 1,125 meters. I've got a yarn review on both of those yarns that I'll put a link to in the I button above my head. That way you can have a nose and you can have a look and see how it works up and how it undoes and all that sort of stuff. Okay, so the next one up is this gorgeous one here. This is the Mercedes. Now this is a pattern by Fiberfox Studios. You have to hunt back quite a distance because of course she's moved on to mosaic crochet and they are stunning as well. Now as I said, this is the Mercedes. I made this with the Papaya Sundays, which is a yarn made in Turkey. Sorry, I've got the old label here in with the rest of mine. So it's a Papaya Sunday. The colour is 08. They go by numbers, not names. It's a 100 gram cake, which is a 3.50 ounces, and it is 320 meters or 350 yards. It's 100% microfiber acrylic. I thought it was cotton. But yeah, that's this one here. Now, I absolutely love this now. Dory wore it for months upon months upon months. So if you've seen some very old videos, you'll recognise this one. But as I said, this is the Mercedes. It's a 2-row repeat gang. And although it does look quite complicated, let's bring it up a little bit closer this time so you can see the design. Hopefully that's going to come in close enough. There we go. If you look, it's butterflies. So I love calling this my butterfly top, although I should really be using the proper name, which is the Mercedes. Absolutely love it. Beautiful to wear, easy to wash up, and the pattern is so simple to follow. Courtney does an absolutely amazing job telling us how to make it. The link to this one will of course be in the description box and down below. Okay, now let's move on to the next top. Now this one is the Blowers Crochet pattern, How to Crochet Summer Top by Internet. I will write that on screen. Again, this one was from 3 years ago. That's when the video came up. I think I probably made it around that time as well. This was also made with the Papaya Sunday, although I did colour control this one, because I couldn't handle the stripes being mismatched halfway through, and I used, I think there was, hold on, did I say on my little notes? I tell you what, I was good at note taking back then. I'm rubbish at it now. No, I didn't. Basically, I'm sure I used like 4 or 5 or maybe even 6 of those cakes to get it, because it has got a lot more stitches in than, of course, the Mercedes. But it is a really beautiful pattern, and it's worked from the corner up. Yeah, corner to corner on a top. That's not the stitch I'm used to using. I really loved it. It did have a very clever way of closing the shoulders up. Okay, a very clever way of doing it. Took me a little while to get my head around it, but then I wasn't experienced at all when it came to making clothes, so I understand why now. And if I did it again, I would actually close this top even more. I think that if I remember rightly, the sizing, I was using the sizing that was appropriate for my size that worked, but the technique was designed for a smaller frame. Okay, so someone that's like that much thinner. So of course, and now I would adjust it, because when I wear this one, it falls off of my shoulders, and I can't stand that, even with the adaptations I made. And again, the link for this pattern will be in the description box down below. And the last pattern up today is one from Anu Crochet Designs and the Unruly Stitch. I think she might have shortened her name since then. The pattern is over 4 years old now, and it's called the petal a dress, and it's a crochet tutorial. Now I thought I'd learned by my mistakes back then, because I watched the video through and I brought the amount of yarn that she said she used. Now this was meant to be a floor length dress. What I didn't hear in the video, which she clearly does state, is how tall she is. She's equal 5 foot something, and equal that way as well. So of course I'm there and I'm crocheting up a storm, and this is as far as my dress got. It's a top. It sits on my hips, basically the lower section of my hips, so it covers me if I'm wearing a pair of leggings. It doesn't show me bottom off and things like that, so I'm chuffed with that. But it certainly isn't floor length, so it taught me to always make sure you double check for the size that you need, that you're going to purchase enough yarn. Now I was tempted to go and repurchase some more yarn to carry it on, but at that point in time the yarn that I was using cost, I think, about £10 a cake. So although they were beautiful cakes and they did narf go far, I could not purchase another. I'd have probably needed another 3. Now the yarn I used, get my magic list out again, is the McLean Bubble, and it is a German yarn. I cannot read the rest of this label, like the wording on the label, but it is a 50% cotton and polyamide mix, I believe. I'm not 100%. As I said, it's all in German. And I got the cakes that these cakes were mismarked. So the weight I believe I got was a 3 weight, which is 100 meters or 200 grams. Now the one that it crossed out was actually a 4, which was 750 meters or 200 grams. So I'm unsure as to which one that was. I didn't sit there and try and measure it. I just got on and worked. And the crochet hook I used, I believe, was a 2.5, but I would have to go back to my 2000s videos to find out. I'm not searching that far back, sorry gang. You can if you want, and happily correct me in the comment section down below. Now Anu has got some absolutely stunning patterns over on her YouTube channel. And this one is really easy to follow. It's just the fact that it was a 2000s. I had been crocheting about 2 years and I hadn't really touched clothes and that much when I made this one. So I didn't understand that if the model is shorter and thinner than you, you definitely need to double up your yarn if you're tall and wide like I am. I loved making it. I have actually worn this. I wore it to a wedding over a pair of leggings with some boots, and I got some beautiful compliments. I was really quite lucky though. The people who were getting married were really close friends of mine, and they knew about the saga of the top. And actually everybody that went already knew about the saga of the top, because it was during COVID when you could only have 20 people. So not only was I the guest, I was also the photographer. So it worked out really well for me, and it's lovely, it's airy, it doesn't actually flash anything, which I was quite shocked about, and the yarn itself held up beautifully in the wash. I just stuck it in a garment bag and shoved it on 30, so it's washed up beautifully. Now the pattern on this one, I have actually tapered the back so it makes it look cute. But as you can see here, the pattern is really quite nice. It does flare out beautifully and nice and slowly as well. So if you can imagine that being the bottom of the skirt, it would be amazing to get down to floor length on it. Although, to be honest, I think it would be quite heavy. Now, I did change the straps on this one because I was... Stop flashing, Dora. I was really running out of yarn. Now in the pattern they are up and over ones, so the fronts attach to the back here, but as I was running out, and I didn't want to have a brown on the straps, because this colour is a pink through to a brown. I didn't want the brown on the straps, so I ended up making it a tie behind the neck type top, which is why I don't wear it a great deal, because I've got problems with my neck and it puts pressure on my neck if I've got that and a bra holding the girls up all on my neck. Just can't do it. So it only comes out now for special occasions. Now I did actually add a bow into this pattern solely so that I could tighten it as much as possible so it didn't fall down. Because I'd made it and done my measurements when I was having a bloated day. So when I went to try it on once it was finished, it was a bit too loose underneath the bra. So I put this ribbon on, and what I've done is I've actually gone all the way along the back and then had to slide it down a little bit. That's sort of to show you the size of my girls. And then it came across, and it ties up really nice and quite tight on the front. So they were the modifications on that one. And to be honest, I would actually like to make that one again, using the proper yarn this time and getting my sizes correct. But that was a beautiful pattern, but it did take its time to do, and I did end up having to frog it quite a bit because I kept losing count. I suppose I could use this nowadays, couldn't I? Lots and lots of little tips and tricks there that I would be teaching myself. Right, so all the patterns that I've shown you today will of course be in the description box down below. If I've got enough room, I may even put the links in the I button, so give it a check, give it a look and see if there's any patterns there that you would like to do. I think that's pretty much it for me for today, so I will see you again really, really soon. Please remember to stay chilled, stay happy and keep crafting. Goodbye everybody.